Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you are spending some quality time with your family and you're about to have Thanksgiving dinner. Today is obviously a holiday that we get to all sit back and relax, but I know today may be difficult for some of you guys to do that because Bitcoin and altcoin did take a dump today. So why did it happen? Should you be worried? And are there good pickups at this point? That is what this video is all about. So let's get started. Now, those of you guys that tuned into my live session yesterday, I talked about the possibility of a drop coming due to the double top that was pretty obvious. During the stream, I even said, yeah, this looks pretty obvious. Obviously, 19.5 became a ceiling, became a resistance for Bitcoin. But after that, it started coming down in a big way. And guess what happened? Last night, this morning, it really started to come down. And I've warned you guys this during my live streams. And I even came out with a newsletter that I published to my Patreon members a few days ago talking about this same scenario. Now, number one, is this normal? Yes, it is. As you can see, Bitcoin has been up and up and up and up for quite some time, and it did need to take a breather. And what happened today is perfectly normal. In fact, it's not just normal, it's healthy. It's very, very healthy because this kind of cool things off. When something just keeps going up and up and up, it does need to take a breather. So as you can see, Bitcoin started coming down. It broke through a few supports, 17.7, 17.3, and it hit as low as 16.2 a couple times before now recovering up once again. So is this normal? Absolutely. And is this healthy? Absolutely. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is, should you be worried? Is there going to be more dumps and drops coming? Now, short term, yes, that could happen. That could happen. So on the 4 hour, if you're looking at the 20 and the 50 moving average, you could see that Bitcoin has been pretty consistent in terms of staying above the 20, which is the green line. Now, the 50, on the other hand, Bitcoin has not come close to. So there's a possibility if Bitcoin slides further, it can go down and hit the 50 and utilize that as a support. And that is right around $15,700. And if it goes lower than that, it could definitely slide down to 14.1. Now, regardless if it goes lower or holds here or simply climbs up, here's the thing to remember. Right now, every single new Bitcoin being mined by the miners, there's roughly 900 that gets produced and found and released. Every single one is being gobbled up, being bought by institutional investors. So I want you to keep that in the back of your head, okay? Every single one. 900 per day. How do I know this? Well, look at Grayscale themselves. Grayscale Investments, they publish these charts basically every single day or every single week. So I looked at the one that they published yesterday versus the one that they published 7 days ago. So this is just 1 week. And look at how much Bitcoin is in the Bitcoin Trust a week ago, which was already high, versus where it was yesterday. So if you compare the two, the amount of Bitcoin in the trust went up by nearly $1 billion. $1 billion in a single week. That is just from Grayscale investors only. Grayscale caters to institutional investors, and institutional investors is FOMOing. They can't buy enough. $1 billion worth of Bitcoin in a single week, and we know that is only going to escalate. So you might be thinking, so why does something like this happen? Well, the Bitcoin whales, the ones that's been in it for a while, that does have a substantial amount of Bitcoin, right? They do this all the time. They do this to drive fear and to drive people out because they want you to sell your Bitcoin to them. It's a wealth transfer. They want you to transfer your wealth to them. That is simply it. And this has happened many times in the past. And this is something that you don't want to fall for. If you've been holding onto Bitcoin for such a long time, or even if you are someone new to the game, you do not want to fall for these tricks. You're on the right path. You're buying Bitcoin, holding Bitcoin for life-changing wealth, and you don't want to transfer that wealth to the whales that are right now manipulating you. And the reason why I believe Bitcoin did not fall down even further to say 15.6 or 14.1 due to what happened this morning is because they have a limited power at this point. Bitcoin is no longer at 6,000 or 10,000 or 12,000. Bitcoin was at 19.5. There is a lot of money in play. So in terms of what they had, what they could do, I believe this is all they can gather. Even if they manage to bring things down, guess what? Grayscale clients will be calling Grayscale nonstop tomorrow to buy up billions more of Bitcoin. And I only mentioned Grayscale, but there's so many other players that's in the scene. It's not just Grayscale themselves. There's so many others that are buying and buying and buying Bitcoins behind the scenes. Lastly, I want to talk about pickups. Are there good pickups at this point? Obviously, yes. When Bitcoin is down close to 9%, when altcoins are down 15, 20, 30%, there's a lot of good pickups right now. And I want to talk about two altcoins that look very, very good from a chart perspective. So let me show you who they are. The first project I want to talk about is Chainlink. Now, I've shown Chainlink's chart periodically over the last few weeks, and it was pretty obvious that Chainlink was stuck in this ascending channel, right? Every time it goes to the top of channel, comes down, goes up, down, and guess what happened? Yesterday, in fact, I even said Chainlink looks like it's topped out, so it could be coming down, and guess what? It did. And it came down to a point exactly at the bottom of this channel. So Chainlink right now actually looks like a pretty good pickup. On the 4 hour, if you look at RSI stochastic, beautiful right now because they have bottomed out due to this dump. But if you go to the weekly, stochastic on Link is actually quite low. RSI is hovering in the middle, but stochastic RSI is still very low. And that's because Chainlink was much higher before. It hit as high as $20, right? So right now it's not nearly as high. So if you're looking at stochastic for Chainlink, it's actually pretty good. So number one project is Chainlink. I do think it's in a really good spot. And if the market starts recovering tomorrow and next week, I do believe Chainlink will follow suit and possibly recover in a bigger way. Now, the second project I want to talk about is VeChain. VeChain is a big protocol, big network in China, and it only grows bigger each and every day. But, you know, the price of VET has been pretty stagnant as of late until recently. It's been running up quite significantly from about 1 cent to 2 cents before coming down. So VeChain is one I've talked about, and I've said that it's going to be a top 10 coin eventually. If you look at the weekly, VeChain's chart looks fantastic. Stochastic bottom now is turning up. You're also seeing volume increase, which is what you want to see, and RSI is increasing. And if you go to the 4 hour, kind of the same thing. Because of what happened, RSI is really low now, and stochastic bottomed out to 0 basically. So from a chart perspective, VeChain also looks like a great pickup. There's a lot of bargains today. Bitcoin is a bargain. A lot of altcoins are a bargain. I've shared 2 in this video. But those of you guys that are looking for more tips, more bargains in terms of what to pick up, then join my Patreon page. The link is in the description. I plan on making another video talking about bargains to pick up. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I'm trying to keep it short, although it ran a bit long anyways. Bottom line is what has happened today with Bitcoin and crypto is perfectly normal, and not only normal, but healthy. Don't let the whales scare you. Don't let the whale games fear you into giving your Bitcoin or crypto to them. You don't want to fall for it. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.